There are some things that happen to some of our favorite actors, and they leave us in shock. Beloved actor-star icon Richard Thomas recently went through a tragedy that left his fans in fear. And as heartbreaking as it was, we can say that he barely made it through. He recently got involved in a pretty fatal accident, one that almost claimed his life. But luckily for him, he made it out alive. However, there were rumors that he didn't make it out alive. The source of these rumors is still unknown, but they are still there. But what really happened? Today we will look at the tragedy of actor-star icon Richard Thomas, which was beyond heartbreaking. But before we continue, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more celebrity gossip and updates. And with that, let's learn a bit more about this tragedy. Before we can take a look at this tragedy, who is Richard Thomas? Richard Earl Thomas is an American actor who was born on June 13, 1951. He gained recognition after scoring a leading role as budding author John-Boy Walton in the CBS drama series The Waltons. Because of this performance, he won an Emmy Award for it, which only accelerated his career. Apart from that, he has also received another Emmy nomination and 2 Golden Globe Award nominations for the same role. After this, he later starred in the 1990 television miniseries adaptation of Stephen King's epic horror novel, It. He also appeared as Special Agent Frank Godd on FX's spy thriller series The Americans. His most recent performance was in Ozark, which was a pretty amazing performance. But how did he get here? What is his life story? Richard Thomas was born on June 13, 1951, in Manhattan as the son of Barbara Fallis and Richard S. Thomas. Thomas had a rather interesting childhood, albeit a simple one. Because of a birthmark on his left cheek, he once said that he was turned down for a role in a television commercial when he was a youth. Thomas was lucky enough to attain his education at private schools. He started at Allen Stevenson School before later attending the now-defunct McBurney School, both of which were private day schools for boys. Both of them were in his home district of Manhattan, New York City. After that, he attended the Undergraduate College of Columbia University, where he majored in Chinese. While he was still in his junior year, he landed the role in The Waltons. And because of this, he had to leave Columbia so that he could commit to the role full-time in Los Angeles. However, this was not his first appearance in the world of showbiz. In 1958, when Thomas was just 7 years old, he made his first appearance on Broadway in Sunrise at Campobello. About a year later, after this, he appeared in the Hallmark Hall of Fame NBC television presentation of Ibsen's A Doll's House, with Julie Harris, Christopher Plummer, and Hume Cronyn. After this, he started acting on daytime TV, making a few appearances in soap operas such as The Edge of Night in 1961, A Flame in the Wind, and As the World Turns between 1966 and 1967. Later on, in 1970, he made a guest appearance on NBC's Bonanza. Thomas slowly rose to fame, landing his first major role in Winning. This was in 1969, and he got the chance to star alongside Paul Newman in this film about auto racing. In the same year, he also landed a role in Last Summer, starring alongside Bruce Davison and Barbara Hershey in this coming-of-age movie. He continued to land more and more roles as he progressed in his career, appearing in The Todd Killings in 1970. This was a psychological thriller that was released by National General Pictures and directed by Barry Shear. The film was based on the true crimes of serial killer Charles Schmid, and Thomas pulled an amazing performance here. He also played the lead on a show called Cactus in the Snow, which was an independent production. However, it got to a point where it was considered lost and difficult to acquire, which meant that not a lot of people saw it. At the beginning of 1972, Thomas was already a great and recognized actor. But during this time, he became an international star for his portrayal of John-Boy Walton in the TV series The Waltons. This was a show based on the life story of writer Earl Hamner Jr. After that, he appeared in the 1971 original CBS television film The Homecoming, A Christmas Story. This film led to the commissioning of the otherwise largely recast series, and with this, Thomas went on to play his role continuously for 122 episodes. At the time, this was pretty big, and Thomas was no ordinary actor. However, Thomas decided to leave the series in March 1977, and the role was taken up by Robert Whiteman. After all this, Thomas later returned to continue his role in 3 Walton TV movies in the 1990s, among them being A Walton Thanksgiving Reunion in 1993. He was really going big at the time because in 1973 he won an Emmy Award for Best Actor in a Dramatic Series. During the peak of his career, he appeared in quite several films, some of them being You'll Like My Mother in 1972, The Red Badge of Courage in 1974, and All Quiet on the Western Front in 1979, just to name a few. In more than 12 years since his last performance on Broadway, he made another appearance in 1980, when he was acting as a replacement in Lanford Wilson's 5th of July. In the same year, he appeared as Shad, who was a young farmer entrusted to employ mercenaries to save his planet from Sador and his invading forces in Battle Beyond the Stars. If we were to continue listing all the movies that Richard Thomas appeared in, the list would be pretty long. What we can say is that he is an exceptional actor with amazing skills. He has gone on to rise to fame in a way that many did not see coming. And to date, he is still acting and making guest appearances. For example, he made an appearance in February 2021 as Bodhi Lord in the Amazon thriller drama television series Tell Me Your Secrets. However, he only appeared in 1 episode. In April 2022, Thomas starred as Atticus Finch in a national Broadway tour of a stage production of Harper Lee's novel To Kill a Mockingbird. As of January 2023, Thomas has already been credited on Audible for narrating more than 340 books. It's clear that Thomas is more than an actor, and he is loved by many. And at 72 years old right now, he can still put up a good show. When it comes to Thomas's personal life, there's really not much to tell. He married Alma Gonzalez in 1975, and about a year later, the two welcomed a son. Fast forward to 1981, when the couple welcomed triplet daughters, who were the gems of the family. However, the relationship got a bit rocky, and they divorced in 1993. Thomas then went on to marry Santa Fe art dealer Georgiana Bischoff on November 20, 1994, about a year after his divorce. The two then had a son in 1996. In addition, Richard adopted Bischoff's 2 daughters, who were from her previous marriages. These two have stayed together since, and they now live in New York. Richard has been living a rather quiet life as he continues with his acting career. However, a few months ago, he made it to the headlines with a very devastating report. In September 2023, there were reports that there was a severe car accident, and it involved Richard Thomas. The accident was pretty fatal, and it was classified as serious. This prompted investigations to begin to find out more details about it. Around this time, investigations were ongoing, and rumors started spreading that Richard Thomas did not make it from the accident. And as much as these rumors suggested his demise, Richard Thomas was very much alive. In fact, he is still actively involved in his career. But why would people start speculating about such a thing? The main reason for speculating such rumors was because of his age. Given that he is 72 years old, people didn't think that he would make it. However, he doesn't have the same fame that he did when he was at the peak of his career in the 1970s and 1980s. One thing that can be confirmed is that he is still alive, kicking, and still in the game. According to the accident report, Thomas's collision was with a 16-year-old driver who was eastbound on Highway 55. However, as much as the collision was said to be fatal, there were no serious injuries. Immediately after emergency services arrived, Thomas was transported to Centracare St. Cloud Hospital, where he received medical attention for his injuries. Fortunately for him, his injuries were not life-threatening, even though the accident was pretty serious. His injuries were just minor and treatable on the spot. Since the accident, Thomas has fully recovered and he is good to go back to acting. The nature of his injuries remains unknown to date. However, everyone, including his family and his fans, is just happy that he is doing okay. When news of the accident broke out, everyone was worried that he wouldn't make it. If you look at the state of the cars, you will see why that is. It seems like it was a pretty serious collision. What made everyone even more worried is the fact that rumors that he didn't make it spread almost immediately after the accident. This made everyone heartbroken, with a lot of people mourning his death. However, when it was clarified that he was still alive, a lot of fans were relieved. Anyway, What do you think of the tragic accident that happened to Richard Thomas? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more celebrity gossip and updates. Thanks for watching.